Peace, peace, peace. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know, it's your boy Big Slay Hope. I got another video. You know, um, got another video. I got like one clip. I don't got too many clips. I'm also probably gonna make another shorter video. For the people with like a smaller attention span about this issue, because it's something that we need to talk about, right? As a community, as a people, and just kind of like to highlight some things, right? Just for kind of us for us to kind of like be delving in some things, and kind of like for us to just process certain things, right? Which is kind of crazy. So before you come here, um, acting all crazy, before you come here acting all crazy in your trauma bag, trying to defend the legacy of genocide, you know, I'm trying to highlight the shit that we have done as a people, things that we have contributed to as a people that is still kind of going on to this day. People are still glorifying that shit to this day. People are still pushing the narrative of these savages in our communities to these day, right? So that's kind of like what I want to highlight. I also kind of like want to read y'all certain things, right? And this is just about how just gun violence just plagued the community like at higher rates than other people. And of course, there's a lot of other reasons, right? And I'm before I even show y'all this clip, I want to show y'all. I just want to read this thing real quick, right? It says gun violence is a major problem in the United States as well as a key driver of the rise of violent crime across the nation. Notably, gun violence has a disproportionate impact on racial and ethnic minorities and is highly concentrated in a relatively small number of neighborhoods that have historically been under-resourced and racially segregated. This is due to a combination of weak gun laws, systemic racial inequities, including unequal access to safe housing and adequate educational and employment opportunities, a history of disinvestment in public infrastructure and services in the communities of color most affected by gun violence. Boom. Probably read that a little too fast. So we know there's other implications, right? That kind of like raise these numbers and lead it to be this way. But I wanna just show y'all a video clip real quick. And I know a lot of y'all, before I even show y'all the video clip, right? It says young Black Americans ages 15 to 34 experience the highest rates of gun homicides across all demographics. But every time I try to tell Black folks that Black people are leading, of the Black people, Black men from the ages of 0 to 30 years old, their number one cause of death is homicide. Every time I tell people that, they look at me like I'm crazy. They look at me like I'm bugged out. They look at me like my mind is tweaking. Like they look at me like I got six heads. Like, and it's like, why can't we acknowledge that we have become, some of us are very cancerous to our own communities? Why is it so hard for people to acknowledge that we be fucking up? But anyway, let me just play this video real quick for y'all. I know a lot of people probably not gonna come through because they don't really like this. They don't like the accountability, and it's probably late. But let me play this video for y'all real quick. From Charleston.
Every Black person have had some type of oppressed, killing, murdered, been bullied by the Crips or the Bloods. I'm telling you that as a Black person. Tookie used to take the youth workers' snack lunches and smash the apples on their head. They started out bullying the community. They never stopped. They never stopped. So there's been nothing good in 50 years. They don't have a foundation, no laundry match. They don't have nothing but death and destruction. If you go in their neighborhoods, you gotta submit to them. You can't just be normal. You can't be a square kid. You got to be what they are. You can't play the violin. You can't play tennis. Why you think out of every game, everybody got to be a shooter or a killer? They don't raise bank executives. They don't raise psychiatrists and psychologists. They have done more destruction in 50 years than slavery did to us.
Now, I might not fully agree with the whole slavery thing, but think about this. If you are a slave, I'm making money off of you, right? I make money off you. So for me to kill you, it's dumb. I'm losing my property. So a lot of times killing was like a last resort, or to kind of like instill fear in others not to do whatever this person did, right? When it comes to gang culture, it's totally different. My op, the other person repping the other gang is the opposition. So it's no benefit in me keeping him around. I gotta exterminate him, which means it's probably gonna lead me to more killings, right? And again, I'm not making an argument for slavery. The argument that I'm really making is it definitely gangs is definitely a cancerous thing in our communities today. And look, you still got a lot of dudes who don't denounce it. Even if you're not in the streets, even if you're not a soldier, even if you're not out there committing these atrocities, you got dudes who are gangbanging, who are in their 30s, who are in their 40s, who are in their 50s, who don't even denounce that shit. You got dudes who are in that age bracket who won't even talk against it publicly. They won't even come out and talk against it publicly. So what are you doing? But your silence. Nobody cares about what you're teaching on the cut. Nobody cares about what you're saying behind closed doors, because nobody really sees that. Nobody's really doing that. So, but if you want to think about it, like he said, Charleston White said a lot of good things, and I'm gonna play the video again for y'all. Make sure y'all like the video so it can circulate. He said a lot of good things. He said when you go into these communities, the gangs force you to submit to them. Things maybe have slowed down and changed, but you even to this day, you see these older people complaining about the young boys that are in gangs. It don't got to be blood or crip, but they are in gangs, right? They are in gangs, and the people in the community do not feel safe. They're not protecting the community. See, people love running with this narrative of, oh, we was protecting the community. We was protecting the community. It don't matter how many times I post what Tukey Williams said in his book about we did not come about for protecting on some revolutionary shit. We just wanted to be safe from other gangs and bang on other gangs. It don't matter how many times I tell y'all how remorseful Tukey Williams was because he created a legacy of genocide. It don't matter how many times I tell y'all the brother dropped his flag at 41 years old. It don't matter how many times I tell y'all about go get his book and read it and read about Black redemption. It don't matter how many times I give y'all game. It don't matter how many times we sit here and add up the years of gangbanging. Y'all still want to be highlighting that, oh, we used to protect. Well, show me receipts of when gangs was looking out for the people in the community. That's what we should probably be doing. That's probably what we should be doing. Make sure y'all like the video so it can circulate, because this is something very, very important. Show me receipts of when gangs was employing people in the community. And I'm not even talking about narcotic sales. Show me when they built storefronts. Show me when they built laundromats, like the brother said. Show me when they created employment opportunities for the regular people who did not want to gangbang and wanted to be law-abiding citizens. Show me. We got receipts about the Panther Party doing shit, right? We got receipts about other organizations doing stuff in the community, right? We got receipts about them creating breakfast programs. We got receipts about them policing the police. We got receipts about the Panthers helping single moms out with bills or with food or with certain things, free clinics. We got receipts about other organizations. So while we don't have receipts about these gangs, right, that started for protecting the community, where's the receipts? Where's the receipts? You know, I looked up some information, right? Between and again, this is just hypothetical information, estimates. Between 1865, which was emancipation, right? Like I said, this just proves my point, right? Between 1865 and 1968, there was a reportedly 6,500 lynchings. That's 6,500 lynchings, right? That's just what's reported. That's just an alleged number. We don't know. It could be more, it could be less, but we just gonna go with the number. 6,500 lynchings between 1865 to 1968. That's almost 100 years. How many people you think died due to gang violence just in the 90s alone? How many? You can go look up the numbers, man. 66,500 people died from being lynched from 1865 to 1968 in a span of 100 years. How many people do you think have lost their lives behind gangbanging just in the last 50 years? Just in the last 50 years. Y'all don't even want to do the math because y'all still going to blame the white man in some type of way. Y'all still going to say, oh, but you know, they started to protect the community. Show me the receipts. Show me how gangs have improved the black community. Show me. Besides causing destruction and death. Show me. Show me how many doctors they produce, how many lawyers, how many carpenters. Show me. Let me play the video again for y'all. Make sure y'all like the video so it can circulate. This is not talked about enough. Because we hate accountability. We hate to be accountable. Let me play the video one more time.
Every black person have had some type of oppressed, killing, murder, been bullied by the Crips or the Bloods. I'm telling you that as a black person. Tookie used to take the youth workers' snack lunches and smash the apples on their head. They started out bullying the community. They never stopped. They never stopped. So there's been nothing good in 50 years. They don't have a foundation, no laundry match. They don't have nothing but death and destruction. If you go in their neighborhoods, you got to submit to them. You can't just be normal. You can't be a square kid. You got to be what they are. You can't play the violin. You can't play tennis. Why you think out of every game, everybody got to be a shooter or a killer? They don't raise bank executives. They don't raise psychiatrists and psychologists. They have done more destruction in 50 years than slavery did to us.
When I first moved into the projects I moved into was run by Bloods, right? And I was a regular kid, not looking for no problems, not looking for any trouble. And them dudes stepped to me, trying to jump me, trying to fight me for no reason. On some real shit, I didn't do nothing. Just trying to jump me for no reason. And that's the shit he talking about. When you move into these people's communities, they try to force you to submit to them. This is why a lot of dudes end up turning gang for the neighborhood that they live in. Because a lot of dudes don't really want to go against them. So they be like, fuck it, I'm going to just rep the block. It's the block. It's the hood. I'm going to just do it for the hood. But it really, low key, is you being coerced to submit to the gang. Whoever controls your block. Otherwise, you got problems. Y'all seen the memes and the videos. Dudes don't want to go see a shorty because she live in that project and there be 100 dudes in front of the building. Let's be real. Store owners. Listen, I'm telling you this shit from experience. When I used to be out there in the streets, store owners used to have to submit to the gang. You know, it's a little different now. It's watered down. A lot of these dudes ain't pushing shit how they supposed to be pushing. I'm not glorifying that shit anyway. But even store owners, every time a new store owner came to our block or the neighborhood we control, he got the rundown. He got the rundown like, yo, this Crip block, you know, and you know, you're gonna look out for the Crips, and the Crips gonna look out for the store, and one here gonna watch the other, and we good. Nobody gonna steal from the store, nobody gonna do certain shit, but you gonna look out for the people who sometimes need some eggs, sometimes need some whatever they need from the store. Sometimes that shit is cigarettes, sometimes that shit is a beer, right? And the dudes kind of like agree to it, not on some because they really wanted to, but because the gangs are enforcing their submission. They're not enforced. Yeah, they're enforcing them to submit. That's what's going on. So I ask y'all all the time. So this is why you're afraid to submit. I mean, why you're afraid to sub. So my whole thing is this, man. So I be trying to say, so look, a lot of the money that got generated by gangs is usually to buy guns, to buy more drugs, to supply the community, right? Which is all of these, listen to all the things that the money goes to. The money goes to bailing criminals out. So motherfuckers that shooting up the block, you know, drive-bys, doing all the crazy shit. The money is used to bail them out, to bring them back into the streets. The money is used to get more guns. right? To supply these local terrorists, because that's what they are. Because they're not defending the community, they're not protecting us, they're not helping us out. They're terrorists, right? Domestic terrorists. The money is used to get more guns to supply the more domestic terrorism in our own communities, right? To kill more black and brown people. Not no police or people that's harming us, or the white man or the other people, right? To kill us, right? The money is also used to get more drugs to generate more money, right? Because we got to keep the money flowing to generate more money. And yeah, that's basically it, right? Bail people out. Some of this, don't get me wrong, some of these gangs even they help out, because I got testimonials from people, even out west, that some gang members, they did used to look out for certain family members of members who were locked up, but that's usually high ranking members. Everybody don't get that treatment. If you was a high ranking member, and you know what I'm saying, you had status or whatever, they might go drop off some groceries to your family while you were serving the bid. They might set it out, put some commissary in your books. In other cities, they're a little more organized. I'm in New York. We don't got no organization. For the most part, you get locked up, you're forgotten. That's in a lot of places. That's just not New York. But this is what the money was used for. It was used for mainly get more drugs, generate more money, supply more guns to these terrorists, and try to bail some dudes out, etc. And here and there, maybe look out, get vehicles, and everything is about the growth of the organization. So when people say this started for something positive, when people say, give me some receipts, make sure y'all like the video so it can circulate. I'm just saying, look, I hear the bullshit y'all saying, but I want some receipts. Don't tell me about what individuals have done. Don't tell me about what a Nipsey Hussle. Don't tell me about I don't even know any other names, right? Don't tell me about individuals within gangs that have done good things for their community. Tell me about as a whole. As a whole, what have gangs done for the black community's improvement in the last 50 years? Tell me. Because I only see a legacy of genocide. And I'm going to keep talking about this. And I think more brothers need to come out. You know how many brothers I talk to who know this shit ain't right, and they still sit up there and want to be like, yeah, I'm blood, I'm Crip, I'm this, I'm that, I got status, still recruiting people, talking about, nah, I'm gonna guide them the right way. Nah, homie, you setting them up. They don't need to be in your gang to get guidance. When I came home and I was working in an organization, they tried to tell me that. It was like, nah, homie, you could still be Crip. You know what I'm saying? They need to see positive Crip role models. I said, no, the fuck they don't. They don't need to see a positive gang member, because the gang overall as a whole is a fucking cancer to our communities. That's like saying, oh, the community, the body needs to see positive cancer. We know cancer is negative to the body. We know cancer doesn't do the body right. So why would I sit here and say the body needs positive cancer? That don't even make sense. Positive cancer? That don't make no fucking sense. No, the body needs to be free of cancer. The same way our communities need to be free of these terrorists. And that's real shit. I used to be one of those people. I didn't know no better. I was impressionable. I was young. But the moment I woke up, the moment I got educated, I'm sitting here telling people, man, you setting yourself up. And the older people that's around my age, I'm 31. And the people that's around my age and don't do this, and don't talk out against certain things. And I know a lot of people are afraid, and a lot of people, they just don't want to get into the politics. They don't want to show their face. They don't want to, people, they don't want to put their voice out there. I get it. This job ain't for everybody, but I'm going to do it because I lived it. You know what I'm saying? I was one of them young boys that was misguided, that was misused, that was probably looking for a role model, and dudes led me down the wrong path. And I'm not just going to put the blame, part of me wanted to do that too, but it was also circumstantial. Like I told y'all, when I moved into the projects, it was a blood hood and dudes was bugging. And then I not unfold because I always been a lone wolf. I never been one of those dudes who folded, right? So what I did was I joined the rival gang, and that's what happened, right? So, but yeah, like the brother was saying, and that's what I be asking the questions. Show me what good things the gangs have done. Show me how many stores they bought, how many people they employed in the community. Show me receipts. Y'all can't show me no receipts. So if you can't show me no receipts, why are we not talking against these people? They said 500 people die a day from gun violence. And I forgot what percentage is due to gang. gang-related deaths. Like, this shit is a cancer, and this shit is still going on. This shit worse than slavery to me, if you ask me. During slavery, we didn't have no choice. We was forced. We was forced to do certain things. And then when we got freedom, when we got our ability to be free, spread our wings, this is what the fuck we do. This is what we do, bro. And then we got the nerve to romanticize this shit. Let me play the video for y'all, man. Yeah, because I don't think y'all getting the picture. And I hear Charleston White's frustration, because this be my frustration a lot of times when I hear people glorify this lifestyle, man. When you know this shit is driving people to the prison system, getting them records. They come home fucked up as defective products, because prison ain't helping nobody rehabilitate. So you sending these young men to prison. By the time they come home, they become Pookies and Ray Rays. They already grew up in a single parent household. They end up going to prison, right? Most of the time they become worse. They don't become better. Everybody don't go to prison and come out of Malcolm X. They usually go to prison, become worse. They return home. They never even got a chance at life because they went in as teenagers like me, right? So they never really got a chance at life, right? Now they come home, they defective products. They didn't finish school. They didn't get their life right when they was in prison. And now they're in the community doing the same shit, cycle. And we're contributing to that shit. We're agents of the states, man. So when people talk to this white, we got to go fight the white man. Nah, bro. We got demons in our own communities, bro. They're putting it in their music. They're glorifying it. They're making fun of people they killing. Nah, bro. We got issues in our own community, bro. We got issues in our own community.
Every black person have had some type of oppress, killing, murder, been bullied by the Crips or the Bloods. I'm telling you that as a black person. Tookie used to take the youth workers' snack lunches and smash the apples on their head. They started out bullying the community. They never stopped. They never stopped. So there's been nothing good in 50 years. They don't have a foundation, no laundry match. They don't have nothing but death and destruction. If you go in their neighborhoods, you got to submit to them. You can't just be normal. You can't be a square kid. You got to be what they are. You can't play the violin. You can't play tennis. Why you think out of every game, everybody got to be a shooter or a killer? They don't raise bank executives. They don't raise psychiatrists and psychologists. They have done more destruction in 50 years than slavery did to us.
Shit is crazy, bro. A lot of our people are suffering in our communities. And I say this all the time, man. We are prisoners in our own communities. You know, and even though I thought I was doing something good when I was in the streets, I realized, man, that I contributed to a lot of hurt. You know, I played the game. I contributed to a lot of the shit that was going on in the communities. But we got to be real, man. We got to be real. That's why, listen, you think when I came home, listen, when I was in prison, people was offering me positions. You know, they was offering me certain things, but I already got wise. I already seen how they played me. I already seen how they did me firsthand. I don't need nobody telling me. I already seen what they did to me. When I came home, they were still trying to offer me positions. They were still like, yo, you need to, you know what I'm saying? You need to get with us, man. You know, you're doing the right thing now. You could influence the kids. I don't need to be in no gang to influence no kids. I started a YouTube channel. And by the grace of God and through the help of the people who share and like, and this is why I ask y'all to like and share, not for me, but so other people could hear this and feel this. You know what I'm saying? Started a YouTube channel. My voice got amplified. So now people could hear me. I could use my platform to kind of like talk to the people who got ears, who got listening ears, the people who are looking for a way out. I'm not saying I got all the answers, but I definitely walked through some shit, you know? And it takes a strong man to do that. So I commend the brothers who dropped a flag. A lot of dudes can't even do that. It's so hard for them to drop their flag. They just be like, nah, I can't do this because, you know, I don't want people to say this about me. And I don't want, like, seeking validation, homie. How long you going to seek validation from other men? How long? How long you going to care about what somebody else think about you as a man? When are you gonna stand on your own 2 feet, even if it gets you killed? A lot of dudes is afraid to die, man. This life is temporary. We all gonna go, baby. We all gonna die. But what is your legacy gonna be? You just gonna be known as that blood nigga, that Crip nigga. He did a bid. Yeah, he was a real one. He held the block down. So what the fuck they gonna say about you? What community service work you put in? Who did you uplift? Who life trajectory did you change? Some of these dudes be in gangs, they be having their sons throwing it up. I see it all the time. Like, they be taking pictures of their little kids throwing up the game. And they think that shit is cool, man. They think that shit is cool. That shit is not fucking cool, man. Legacy of genocide. This is what Tukey Williams said out his own mouth. We created a legacy of genocide in our communities. And he was so remorseful about that shit. And I really, some people try to say he only said that because he was on death row. He wanted to get out and he wanted to do this. Nah, man, I wholeheartedly believe sometimes you get to a certain place and you start to reflect on the evils and the contributions that you done had. I don't think they expected that blood and Crip was going to become some global shit. I don't think they expected that. I don't think they expected the implications, the ramifications, the death toll that this shit has carried out. I don't think they expected that. I don't think they expected that. I don't think they expected that, man. Shit is crazy. Yeah, a lot of times you do want to change and the hood don't let you, but it is what it is. You still gotta be a man and stand on your own too. That's part of being a man, homie. I know a brother, and you know, I get a little emotional every time I hear about this. I mean, every time I like talk about this, right? Because not on some real shit, like that shit is real, bro. Like people be trying to leave the hood, and like dudes be like, nah, you can't leave. Or like even when you leave, even when you make money, whether it's rapping, whether it's doing certain things, like people start threatening your family, right? Because your family's still in the hood. Or even when you move, even if you don't become a rapper or become successful, your family's still in the hood. And these dudes want to threaten, like they wanna shoot your mom's house. They want to go to your granny crib. They want to do something to your relative. Like, why you don't just let somebody change, homie? Like, that shows you how fucked up we are, bro. Why you don't let somebody change? Somebody's trying to change their life. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's trying to change their life. Why you don't let somebody change? Why? Why hold them hostage? Why not let them go? You know what I'm saying? But like, I get a little touchy because I met a dude and you know, he was out in Stockholm, California. And I remember he was telling me like he was trying to lead the gang and shit. And he had a daughter. And he had like 2 kids and like he got killed, son, like because he wanted to change. That shit is fucked up. That shit is fucked up. He tried to change his life. I niggas killed him or something. He was killed him because he wanted to be better. He wanted to be there for his kids, yo. Shit is fucked up. And a lot of men don't get to talk about this shit. A lot of dudes don't get to talk about this, man. They feel trapped. And every time I think about it, I just be like, damn, we just talked a month ago. And he was like, bro, I'm trying to run. I'm trying to run. And like I said, like every time I come around, I see these dudes and they talking to me. And they say they snicker and shit. And like, you know, carrying your piece ain't always the answer because dudes get killed with a gun on them all the time. Dudes get killed with a gun on them all the time, homie. Dudes be trapped. Dudes be trapped in these communities, man. And stupid ass motherfuckers over here glorifying this shit. Y'all don't know the nights we've been through. Y'all don't know what this shit make you become, man. Y'all really don't have no idea. See, a lot of motherfuckers be talking. This shit changes you, man. It'd be hard for you to build relationships. You don't trust people. You can't go to certain blocks. You can't go to certain neighborhoods. Your family ties disintegrate. Friendships die. You got motherfuckers teaching you how to become a killer. Like, this is what motherfuckers is doing, bro. You might have been a good kid, just wanted to play ball. And then you got some old head in the block talking about, nah, nigga, fuck that bullshit. When niggas spin through here, and this is how a lot of motherfuckers get you. They be like, when niggas spin through here, even if you ain't Crip, they gonna think you Crip, nigga, because you in a Crip block. This is how they get you, man. You in a blood block. When Crip niggas come through here, they're not gonna ask questions. They're gonna shoot. This is one of the recruitment tactics. You live in a blood block, you live in a Crip block, you live in a whatever block, they're gonna think you that. So you might as well join. And dudes end up joining just because of that. They end up joining. And then when they join, they realize, like, damn. Then even when they try to leave, they don't even let you backtrack. They don't even let you get your life together. Yeah, man. So every time I talk about that brother story, it's like, damn, man, they left his kids as orphans, man. As orphans because he wanted to change his life. Shit is fucked up, man. Shit is fucked up. It was fucked up, man. They killed that boy. So I be sitting here, man, like, a lot of people don't talk about this shit, man. They're not gonna come out. And then, like, dudes is cowards. That's really what it is. There's nothing else to it. You don't want to highlight how the gang fucked you over. You don't want to tell other people because you don't want to feel weak. You don't want to talk about your shit. So you rather stay hush hush and let motherfuckers go down the road of destruction. That shit is not cool. Shit is not cool, homie. It's not fucking cool. And I'm gonna keep talking against it. I'm gonna keep highlighting this shit because this shit not right, homie. A lot of dudes want to change and they just can't change.
Every black person have had some type of oppressed, killing, murdered, been bullied by the Crips or the Bloods. I'm telling you that as a black person. Tookie used to take the youth workers' snack lunches and smash the apples on their head. They started out bullying the community. They never stopped. They never stopped. So there's been nothing good in 50 years. They don't have a foundation, no laundry match. They don't have nothing but death and destruction. If you go in their neighborhoods, you gotta submit to them. You can't just be normal. You can't be a square kid. You got to be what they are. You can't play the violin. You can't play tennis. Why you think out of every game, everybody got to be a shooter or a killer? They don't raise bank executives. They don't raise psychiatrists and psychologists. They have done more destruction in 50 years than slavery did to us.
Shit is fucked up, homie. And this shit's still going on. And who knows how long, man. It's gonna take real men to step up. You know? You gotta be the ones to step up, but nobody trying to do nothing, man. Nobody trying to talk to nobody. And nobody trying to say shit. But I think it's fucked up, man. If somebody want to change their life, let them go change their life. It's like the most fucked up shit you could do. Like the video, circulate, please. Shit is fucked up, man. And I think that when I think about that brother, man, it was just so crazy because I met him in September. He was dead in October. I think about his kids. Every time I think about him, I just get emotional. Not just him. Every time I hear about stories like Nipsey, brother that came from this life, try to do good things. Try to do good things in the community. He was about community. He was about building. He was cut off. I ain't gonna say too much, but just notice who name. Let me just say this, right? Just notice who name started being who name started being talked about in the media. And media is not just, in the media. Just notice who name I started coming up more in podcasts and interviews and all of that shit after Nipsey died. Gotta put pieces together. I ain't gonna say no names. It is what it is. But the gang world is a fucked up politic game, man. Where motherfuckers will backdoor you, set you up. They don't like what you're doing. If you're in the music industry, somebody try to extort you. You gotta pay up. You can't talk about the hood unless you pay. The motherfuckers ain't your brothers, man. Real talk. But a lot of dudes not gonna say that. And don't get me wrong, I met some real official dudes in the gang who are like my brothers to this day. And they'll ride out and they'll bang out and they will assist me in whatever I do. They'll promote my platform. I got some real official brothers that I met in the gang, but most of them, they not your fucking brothers, man. And they'll backdoor you for the right price. So I'm just, man, I just wish more people came out and was doing more things to talk about certain things, man. Definitely, man. I stay strong, man. You know, the breakdown is the breakdown, man. This is that shit don't last long. I just every time I think about that brother, it's just so heartfelt because he had kids and he was asking me like, yo, how is it that you don't got no backlash? And I was like, yo, New York, I live in a different city. I don't live in California. And California is a little different. He lived in Stockton, California. You know anything about Stockton, it's crazy out there. And yeah, like, and I was like, yo, you just gotta, like if you can't move, like, so I felt for him because I know he felt trapped. Like sometimes you can't move, you can't leave the community, you ain't got the money, you ain't got a family in some other place in some other state where you can go stay over there and just move and leave with your people. And then people just fucking with you because you want to leave. So that shit is crazy, man. So every time I think about that brother, I feel for him, not just him. I'm 23 and I'm still learning how to talk. What I've been through, I'm still going. Man, it don't matter how you. I mean, I get you, bro. Sometimes you gotta crawl before you walk, but if you got it in you, you got it in you, bro. You could do your own thing, man. Like we all play a part in this, man. Even sharing and liking a video is playing a part. And I know, I know a lot of people. The title might sound a little crazy, man, but like I said, man, like we doing it to ourselves, and I think that's worse. It's worse being under the subjugation of certain people, right? But it's bad. No, it's bad when you're already under the subjugation of certain people. But it's worse when it's your own people, man. It's worse when it's your own people, man. Like it's almost like you realize how fast people forget where they come from. Shit is crazy. Um, no, I know Rizza Islam, bro. I seen your comment, bro. I ain't mean to ignore it. It's just a lot of comments. You feel me? But yeah, Riza Islam definitely. I definitely watch some of his stuff. Somebody was talking about the legacy of drug users, and this is the thing, man. A lot of gangbangers they use drugs to cope with what they gotta do. A lot of times dudes gotta go on drills. A lot of times people gotta go retaliate. A lot of times people gotta go kill. Like we not army soldiers. Look, and this is the lasting implications. And this is how all of this shit is connected to gangbanging, the drugs, the selling of the drugs, the using of the drugs to cope with what you got to do to people. You know what I'm saying? Like living in war-torn environments. It might be a little different in certain places now, but it's kind of like the same shit going on. People getting shot, right? That has a ripple effect. PTSD. Just hearing gunshots alone, it fucks with your nerves. It fucks with your stress. Just hearing it. You don't even got to get shot. Just hearing ambulances, just hearing the police constantly, right? So imagine getting shot and what that does to your body, what that does to your mind. And then imagine if you're the shooter and you got to put yourself, especially if you're getting up close and graphic, the shit that you're seeing, what you're doing, you're getting up close, like all of these things, man. And so people be medicated. They get drugged up. They get medicated because they don't want to remember half the time. They get drugged up and go ham. They've been doing this forever. Some people not even gonna tell you, but in California, somebody was telling me and a Cali source that I have was telling me how these gangbangers had rape vans in Cali. Rape vans. You heard it right. And I'm not talking about to rape women. The same vans they might have used for a drive-by, and they might have used for whatever else they was using it. I heard it was. I was told that they used to have vans with no windows, and I think they didn't have no seats in them. And they used to rape people in these. They used to rape men in these vans. Men. These were so-called gangsters. We call them homo thugs, right? The toughest acting motherfucker, but he like boys. He like going in dookie butt. He like that bussy. A lot of times these dudes did time in jail. I don't want to blame it on jail, because I think jail just allows some of these dudes to exercise their weird behavior that they already wanted to exercise. Made an excuse for them. But yeah, a Cali source told me. And you could probably ask if y'all got any Cali sources, like ask any of them dudes that was really banging in the I think in the 80s, 90s, and maybe early 2000s, and see what they know about the rape vans. See what they know about it, right? It's a lot of crazy shit that go on, man. And it changes from town to town, from city to city. The politics be different. But definitely, I appreciate the staying strong comment. You gotta stay strong out here. But yeah, shit is crazy, man, and I think more people, like, I don't want to keep repeating myself. I'm about to get up out of here. But I wanna play this video because I wanna emphasize it. I wanna ingrain this in your head because a lot of people have had run-ins of some sort with gang members. That's how much they plague our communities. Most people have had some type of run-ins, like get into a fight with one of them, they violate one of your sisters, rob one of your aunties. Like some way, somehow, most people have had some type of interaction with these gang members. And it's just crazy, man. We prisoners in our own communities, and that shit is fucking annoying. It annoys the shit out of me. I hate to see it. Certain things, cause I be ready to go. Like that's how much disdain I got, cause everybody ain't scared of you. You know what I'm saying? But let me play this.
Every black person have had some type of oppressed, killing, murdered, been bullied by the Crips or the Bloods. I'm telling you that as a black person. Tookie used to take the youth worker snack lunches and smash the apples on their head. They started out bullying the community. They never stopped. They never stopped. So it's been nothing good in 50 years. They don't have a foundation, no laundry match. They don't have nothing but death and destruction. If you go in their neighborhoods, you gotta submit to them. You can't just be normal. You can't be a square kid. You got to be what they are. You can't play the violin. You can't play tennis. Why you think out of every game, everybody got to be a shooter or a killer? They don't raise bank executives. They don't raise psychiatrists and psychologists. They have done more destruction in 50 years than slavery did to us.
Shit is crazy. I think the reason he used slavery, because he probably knew that shit was gonna go viral. Charleston White is a very smart dude. He says certain things because he know most people have emotional. When he said slavery was a choice, that got mad people. See, people don't understand how the media. It's no such how the media works. There's no such thing as bad publicity. But I definitely do think that there's a difference between being held against your will. I mean, we still being held, I guess, right, in some type of way, or coerced to join these movements and these gangs and all of this shit, right? But I think it's a total difference when an enemy or somebody that don't look like you got a problem with you, and when it's your own people, man, when it's your own cousins, when it's your own brothers, when it's your own relatives, yeah, that shit hurt. That shit is crazy. So we have to fight back against oppression with intellectual convo. I think we need more red pill melanated people on YouTube. Red pill psychology is the bridge. I don't know, bro. I don't really know about that. Like, you can't have. Let me tell you something. Some of these dudes in gangs, homie, they need to be buried. I'm not even gonna hold you. I don't even mean to sound crazy. Like, I know some of these dudes. I know some of these people. I know some of their mindsets. I just see some dudes need to be buried. There's no talking to them. You just gotta get the knife and shove it in their neck and cut their windpipe out. Like, some of these people don't need no conversation. Some the young, if you could get, this is why when you young and impressionable, you can kind of like still bounce back depending on who gets you. When you're young, this is why I like working in juvenile facilities, because I get to talk to the youth and they get to think. And I don't tell them what to do. I just present to them options and outcomes. And that works way better than trying to tell a young man what to do. Nobody wants to be told what to do. So what I do is I present options and outcomes into what your life might look like, depending on how you're going. Some people listen, some people don't. But it's good to catch them when they still young, when they still could bounce back, even though they still gonna be a little fucked up. But they still have a good chance of bouncing back. Some of these people we ain't got shit to talk about. They set in their ways, especially if you 40. You see these dudes on the internet. You see these 40-year-old bloods. And I say bloods not on some prejudice shit, because a lot of them are bloods. I see a few Crips, but a lot of these dudes are bloods on the internet. Doing what? What type of upliftment? What type of denouncing the lifestyle they doing? You don't really see it. It's more gossip. It's more entertainment. It's more beefing with other people, talking shit, talking to each other like women, gossiping about this, gossiping about that. They love the drama. They the new drama queens, right? They not men trying to lead men. Come on, like, we see it. So some people we can't even have a conversation with. We can't even. Some of these dudes just need to be buried. Real shit. They need to kill them off. Let's raise the babies. Some of the babies, they still have a chance. Their minds are still kind of impressionable. We can still kind of like lead them in a certain direction. Which is why I try to like strive on the youth. A lot of them don't get it right now, but it's because we got these older cancers in our communities. Like when I was growing up, we had a lot of older cancers, and the brother said we need God. I agree with you. We need God. We need to adhere to some type of, because a lot of people think we just living in this life and that's it and it's over. We could do whatever we want and then we just gonna die and that's gonna be okay and that's gonna be it. A lot of people have that mindset. But I tell people, nah, man, don't think everything, this life was not created aimlessly. What will be the purpose of life if we could do whatever the hell we want and not be held accountable? We can't even do that in society. Think about it. Man creates from what's already established, right? Men don't create from nothing. God creates from nothing. Man creates from something. So even the laws that men have created is a resemblance of the law of God, because God, the first law was what God created. So my point that I'm trying to make, and make sure y'all follow me on Instagram. I mean, some of my Instagram posts be a little too, but you can get the stuff in the description after this video go up. You can follow me on social media. I'll be posting stuff too. I'm probably gonna start going live over there, but I get a better presence here, so that's why I usually come here. But I would like to start going live on Instagram. Some people from Instagram don't really be on YouTube. Some people from YouTube don't really be on Instagram. So I'm just trying to expand my stuff. But yeah, we definitely need some God in our life. And I think because we have become godless, not just our community, but the society, I think is definitely not grounding us in some type of spirituality, because it's definitely some spiritual warfare going on out here. It's definitely some physical, mental, all of that, right? So we need all of those things. Those are the three essence of the body, right? Spiritual, mental, and physical. So when one is off, everything else is going to be off. So we got to get right. We definitely got to get right. Some people, I don't think the devil put people here. Some people are evil plants, though. There's always going to be the forces of good versus the forces of evil, in my opinion. There's always going to be people that give in to the devil. Just like there's always going to be people who are committed servants to the Lord and who are going to fight against the forces of evil. So yeah, I just think that's the cycle. It's always going to be that way. I felt that some dudes. Make sure y'all like the video so it can circulate. I felt that some dudes are too far gone and can't be saved. That's the truth. Frederick Douglass says easier to repair. He said it's easier to raise strong children than to repair broken men. And a lot of our men are broken. A lot of us are broken. A lot of us don't talk about it. We're ashamed to talk about it. We don't want to seem weak. We don't want to let the people know that, you know, we want to be strong because it's so dependent on us, right? A lot of times they don't even care about what men are going through. They just they need us to be strong, right? Somebody always need to lean on us, right? Like we always got to be that backbone. So we don't even have time to be weak. We don't even have time to cry. We don't even have time to just have somebody there for us because we're always dependent on being that pillar. So a lot of us are broken. And it's hard to repair broken people. And that don't mean you should be cast away. I'm pretty sure some people still have some type of function, but most of us are broken people, given to our history, given to our neighborhoods, given to our schooling, given to our nourishment, given to everything that's going on in our lives. And that's so we shouldn't really be feeling bad. But we should be striving every day to kind of like get better. And be better people and work with the cards we got. You know, when you play spades, um, if y'all play spades or when you play cards, you don't pick the cards unless you cheating, but you don't really pick the cards, right? And you still got to play the hand though. And that's what we got to do. We got to play. You got to play the hand to the best of our abilities. When you're playing spades, you got to see if you get lucky, if you could cut a book. I mean, some of y'all don't even know about spades, but when you playing cards, man, you don't pick the cards, and you still got to play the game though. So we still got to play the game. I think evil people, if they do get rewarded, they get rewarded in this life. I don't think they get rewarded in the afterlife. I do believe in the afterlife. I believe there's a cause and effect. I believe that yeah, like God didn't create anything without purpose. Everything has a purpose. This cup, this phone, this pen, this bottle, everything you can look at in your house, even in your own body, everything that you look at in your body, your heart, your lungs, your kidneys, your teeth, your eyes, your nose, your ears, everything has a purpose. And you mean to tell me that God just created this world and just created us with no purpose whatsoever? That is the dumbest shit that a person could ever say. The trees, the sun, the moon, the stars, everything has a purpose in this existence. But you trying to tell me our life don't? That we just live and we just live and we just die and we're just here by coincidence? Nah. Everything is about cause and effect. So yeah, I might go to an hour. I'm at 53 seconds. I mean 53 seconds. I'm at 53 minutes. Um, yeah, I think that and my whole thing is a lot of people get mad at me. I try to talk about let's stop blaming shit on slavery because after we came out of slavery, we were doing good. We were sticking together. Maybe because we still had segregation. Well, because we had segregation, people were still kind of like sticking together. We still working with each other. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna. It was probably small things happening, but we was more prone to stick together, hold each other down. And I feel like once integration came, I don't know what happened. I don't know what transpired. Um, I don't know what brought about some of these movements. I don't. I guess when people start living on their own, it's weird because when people start governing themselves or living on their own, I guess I don't know, they become the tyrant usually. But when we were still in segregation, we were still kind of behaving a certain way. Maybe because we still had a common enemy. Maybe when we got integrated, we probably felt like, oh, we good now. I don't know what it was, man. But all I know is this: our people engage in self-detrimental behaviors every day, and I'm one of them. I'm not no perfect dude. I'm not on here on a pulpit acting like I'm perfect, like I don't got mistakes. I'm a defective product too, right? And this is why I talk about these things. This is why I talk about trauma. I got trauma too, because I've been through some shit. We all been through some shit. I just purchased this book. The body keeps the score. The body always keeps the score. That's why when people come to us, when a person comes to you and says, I'm fully healed, watch that person. This is bullshit. It sounds good. The body keeps the score. Your body remembers what you went through. You know, when a situation presents itself, the body's going to remember what happened. Your mind has memory. Muscle has memory. So when somebody says I healed, healing is a long life journey. We're always going to be healing. Always. We're always going to be healing till we die. We're always going to be going through some shit. We always going to remember some shit that made us feel bad. We always going to remember something that make us feel sad. We always going to remember certain things that trigger us. Always. So healing is a lifelong journey. You know, it's how you dwell, how you operate, how you kind of like respond to new traumas or old traumas. That's what the process of healing is. How to not letting your emotions and your trauma get the best of you and kind of like controlling your visceral reactions. That's what the healing is about. But it's not about, oh, I'm gonna go to this class and I'm gonna go to therapy in 2 weeks and in whatever 6 months from now I'm gonna be healed. I'm gonna be no, that's not how this shit works. You know what I'm saying? It's not how this shit works. So, but yeah, so when people tell me, when they come to me and they tell me that they healed and they this and they that, I'm like, nah. Because the people who are really healing, they know is a process, it's a journey, and the journey never ends. Um, yeah, child super chat, but YouTube, yeah, YouTube be acting weird. It's cool, brother. It's cool, brother. Shit, almost dropped the goddamn thing. Goddamn, I have to get that fast. Goddamn. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the people who came through. I always appreciate my boy Kenny from the A. You know, one of my moderators. You know what I'm saying? He be going wild sometimes, but he been chilling lately. The problem is with people who antagonize you your whole life and bully you and then act like they never did nothing. Yeah, a lot of that shit happens, man. A lot of people in the hood, man. The hood make you a crazy place. I done seen people who were good, nice people, nice kids, and they just had enough. They get to a boiling point where they just had enough and they wild the fuck out. And then people be looking at them like they crazy. See, because humans, this is what humans do. Humans are only used to looking at the reaction of the person, not what caused the reaction. That's what we do. People do that all the time. We don't look at, excuse me, we don't look at what was done to a person that made them scream, that made them wild out, that made them go out there and just bug out. We don't never look at that. We only look at we only look at um what they do as a response, right? Like if a chick slapped me and I turn around and punched her, nobody gonna be talking about how she slapped me. They're only gonna be talking about how I punched her. And that's just what we do as humans, which is weird. Because I tend to look at everything. Like, you should never slap that dude. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, but good looking, Kenny. I appreciate it, bro. God exists, bro. You think all this came from none, you crazy. That's a fact. I tell people that all the time. People say all this shit like, oh, this shit is by chance. This shit was an accident. This shit is too precise to be an accident. Everybody has unique fingertips. Every single body. This is in the Quran. The Quran, when the non-believers ask, are you gonna be able to reconstruct us after we become dust and bones? Meaning after we die, is God gonna be able to bring us back to life? And God said in the Quran, yes, for I am even able to reconstruct your fingertips. And what he was talking about is that a lot of people didn't notice, because this was in the 600s, right, when the Quran was revealed. A lot of people didn't know that everybody had distinct fingertips. It was not even the science wasn't even out there to know that every single body in the world had different fingertips, right? And we have unique irises too. That's why now, like, they be doing, like, some phones, they do the eye shit. I heard if you get locked up nowadays, some precincts take your eye shit, because motherfuckers running around with the shiesties. They catch your eyes in that camera, they can identify you. So I heard, I don't know, I haven't been locked up. But I heard that that's a new thing that they're doing at precincts, that they taking your eyes. So yeah, we have distinctive irises, and we have distinctive fingerprints. That shit is not a coincidence, man. And anybody who believes that shit is a coincidence, is by chance, is by this, by that, I think they bugging. But I'm about to be out of here, man. I gave y'all an hour. I hope y'all appreciated it. I hope y'all really share it. It's a very important message that we kind of like need to convey. Like people need to like really start telling the truth about their experiences in this shit, and they need to start denouncing it. Um, but you know the scared ones ain't gonna do that. But it's all right. I can't become no cop. I can't become no cop. I got a felony. No, I can't do that. No, I can't do that. But y'all, I appreciate everybody who came in. I appreciate everybody who shared. I appreciate everybody who genuinely care, who genuinely show love, who genuinely, it's just genuine, man. Like we just need more genuine people. We need a little more grace for one another. But at the same time, we know we got to be on point because a lot of our brothers is suffering, a lot of our sisters is suffering, and then it could always lead to some shit. But I want y'all to walk with a pure heart. A lot of times our outer world is a reflection of our internal world, our mind. And I notice when I travel, when I go places, I try to go there with positive thoughts. I try to go there with he said on Leo, I just got it. A lot of times when I travel, when I go places, I try to go there with a good mindset. I don't want to make it too long, bro. I already made it an hour, and sometimes people don't tune in with the shit too long. So I want to kind of like get people the you know, an hour is kind of like good grace time for people to come and kind of like listen because I want them to get the message, bro. Like I could come back and we could do some other shit some other time because I'm kind of tired. I also got to make a video on the 48 laws of power. I was good. This video was really only going to be like 10 minutes, honestly. But I'm kind of glad I did this live. I hope it was heartfelt. Okay, antagonized. What is a good way to not get antagonized? What are you talking about? What is a good way to not get antagonized you? What? I don't understand the question. Can you rewrite it? But yeah, I noticed that when I changed my mind, when I started traveling with like black love in the forefront, like and not thinking that somebody's trying to harm me, even though they might be. Or somebody mean mug me, I might smile at them or I might look away. Like when I just started moving differently, my life became different. Yeah, bro. Yeah, definitely you could chop up. I could probably do that too. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do that, chop it up and repost. But I appreciate y'all, man. Like I definitely do. Like the message got to get out there, man. And even though a lot of these kids not gonna listen, I ain't listen myself. Some are though. Some are gonna listen. I think the times kind of changed. The violence is not the same like how it used to be. I feel like when I was growing up, that it was a little more different, man. It was a little more different. You just had to be thorough. If you wasn't in the gang, you just had to be thorough. Peace, 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 my Atlantean. What they call y'all? Um, at aliens or some shit like that. I fucked the whole shit up. AT alien or some shit like that. So yeah, man. I'm over here trying to stay strong, man, because them young boys out there trying to try the older dudes, man. You know, they call me an old head nowadays. So, you know, y'all got to stay out there working out, drinking your green juices, doing what y'all got to do, man, because at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do. Some of these kids going to try you. I was a kid, too, trying grown men. See, but these grown men was on gangs. I wasn't just trying regular people. But some of these kids ain't respecting older people, man. And you can't play with them. I'm sorry. I know we want to think they're kids and they're teenagers and blah blah blah. I ain't playing with these kids. I'm putting them down fast. I'm saying they're gonna get one of these things. You know what I mean? I was one of them kids too. So I know what's up. I know how it is. I ain't sleeping on no kids. Shit, they slept on me. And people trying to antagonize you in the hood because they jealous. Well, when jealousy is you know how I play the hood, man. I don't even be around. I don't let people see me. I said this in the video. I see people where they can't see me from. You know what I'm saying? I move how I move. You know what I mean? You feel me? Like, I ain't playing with nobody, bro. I'm not. I'm not promoting negativity. I don't do certain shit, but don't play with me a certain way. Don't think you're gonna threaten me. Don't think you're gonna just say anything to me. Um, and certain shit not worth it. I carry myself a certain way and I avoid a lot of shit. But I notice when people don't see you, When people can't see you, when people can't see you, they can't feel you. You feel me? I also don't dress flashy. I don't do certain things. So there ain't no jealousy. You can't be jealous of me if I don't wear jewelry. You can't be, and it's fucked up that some of us got to do this, right? Because people be like, why the fuck should I have to dress bummy or do certain things? I'm just a simple dude. People like to hate because they want the shit you got. And I don't even care about that shit, honestly. I dress simple. I move around like a simple dude. And you know, that contributes to like, yeah, I'd rather a motherfucker think I'm broke than he think I got the bag, honestly. Because when people think you got the bag, when women think you got the bag, when men think you got the bag, they start to leech. They start to plot. They start to try to get next to you. I don't need all that fake love. I don't need all that fake shit, honestly. So I like the way I move. I'm a simple dude. I move simple. I live a simple life, and I enjoy that. Most people are stuck in the matrix in real lifetime. That's a fact. A lot of people are lost in the sauce. Yep. So yeah, so yeah, man, that's just how the shit is, man. But you gotta navigate these streets in a certain way. It's not just the Bloods, homie. You gotta remember this. We can't just keep. See, I used to have that mindset that it was the Bloods, right? It was the Bloods. I used to be like, it's the Bloods, the fucking Bloods. That shit led me to turn Crip because I kept saying the Bloods, the Bloods, the Bloods, the Bloods. But then when you really think about it, bro, when you think about out west, the blood started because of the Crips, homie. The blood started because of the Crips, the tyranny of the Crips. The Bloods in New York are the Crips in the West Coast. And this is what I heard from numerous sources. It's a total switch. The cool dudes over there is the Bloods, and the wild motherfuckers over there is the Crips. The ruthless motherfuckers, the dirty looking motherfuckers. That's what they say. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just telling you what people have told me. I know, because you Crip. Of course, everybody had a problem with blood. Yeah, I heard about the 5% Nation. Um, I used to have a lot of dialogues with them when I was in prison. You don't hear what he said, man? Look, let me play the video for y'all one more time, man, because I don't think y'all listening. I don't think y'all listening, man. Bloods came about.
Every black person have had some type of oppress, killing, murder, been bullied by the Crips or the Bloods. I'm telling you that as a black person. Tookie used to take the youth workers' snack lunches and smash the apples on their head. They started out bullying the community. They never stopped. They never stopped. So there's been nothing good in 50 years. They don't have a foundation, no laundry match. They don't have nothing but death and destruction. If you go in their neighborhoods, you got to submit to them. You can't just be normal. You can't be a square kid. You got to be what they are. You can't play the violin. You can't play tennis. Why you think out of every game, everybody got to be a shooter or a killer? They don't raise bank executives. They don't raise psychiatrists and psychologists. They have done more destruction in 50 years than slavery did to us.
50 years, man. We add up the numbers. I don't know where the numbers is at. I read one shit that said some shit that said a hypothetical number of 140,000 deaths due to gang violence. I don't know how true that shit is. I don't think people track the actual numbers. What you will have to do is probably add it up because they do track like the number of gang related deaths and shootings and shit. So you can probably try to track that, but the numbers is crazy, man. There's definitely more than 6,500 lynched. So, but we're not going to talk about that. A lot of people are going to deny it. A lot of people are not going to want to talk about it. A lot of people are going to, again, do this victimization stuff and want to ignore our own self-detrimental behaviors. And that's one thing I hate the most about the Black community. One thing I like the most is the resiliency. I like the people of old, a lot of our elders, they wasn't making excuses. They was going out there and getting it. It was going out there and was like, you know what? I'm getting out this situation. I'm going to do something. I'm going to work. I'm going to fight. I'm going to do whatever. It was getting it. And our newer generational blacks, we're more selfish. We're more self-centered. We're more like victims, blaming shit, making excuses. You see it all the time. You can't talk to the woman. You can't try to uphold, excuse me, you can't try to uphold a woman to certain standards because what do they start doing? They start blaming the men. You try to uphold the men, they start blaming the women. You can't do shit. You can't do shit. We can't discipline our women. We can't discipline our kids as men. Um, we can't like it's like yo, everything is blame in our community. Everything is fucking blame. Yes, there's a cause and effect to certain things, but that should not stop you from working. The moment you stop working, you just blaming somebody and you expect somebody to come fix the problem. We ain't gonna go nowhere. We ain't gonna go nowhere. So we have to stop romanticizing this gang shit. And I say this all the time, and I'm gonna keep saying this shit till I'm blue in the face. We have to stop romanticizing this shit. Otherwise, bring your fucking receipts. Tell me what good things the gangs have done for the community. If y'all so-called say we started for positivity, show me. Show me receipts. The same way that we can see the receipts of the Panther Party. The same way we could see, oh, the Panther Party started breakfast clubs. The same way we could see the Panther Party started free clinics. The same way we could see the Panther Party used to police the police. They opened up storefronts, organizations. They started like this food drive program. The same way we could see the receipts when it comes to the Panther Party, and they ain't like the Panthers. So you can't even use the excuse, oh, but you know, they're not gonna highlight the positive thing the gangs did. The same way they ain't like the Panther Party, and they called them the #1 threat to the country. We still could see receipts of the shit that they did. See, here comes somebody talking about gangs is not the issue. Gangs is not the issue. Oh Lord. What? Gangs not the issue. See, this is the problem. You got people like this that think like this in the community. Let's watch the video. Gangs is not the problem. Gangs have probably contributed to 6-figure death tolls in the black community, but gangs not the problem though.
Every black person have had some type of oppressed, killing, murdered, been bullied by the Crips or the Bloods. I'm telling you that as a black person. Tookie used to take the youth workers' snack lunches and smash the apples on their head. They started out bullying the community. They never stopped. They never stopped. So there's been nothing good in 50 years. They don't have a foundation, no laundry match. They don't have nothing but death and destruction. If you go in their neighborhoods, you got to submit to them. You can't just be normal. You can't be a square kid. You got to be what they are. You can't play the violin. You can't play tennis. Why you think out of every game, everybody got to be a shooter or a killer? They don't raise bank executives. They don't raise psychiatrists and psychologists. They have done more destruction in 50 years than slavery did to us.
Gang's not the problem though. All right, here you want to play word semantics. Gangs are the fucking problem. Like, let's stop playing this dictionary shit. Like, let's just be real. Gangs are the fucking problem. They started out as oppressors. They started out doing shit to their own people. As a result of that, more gangs came out to combat other gangs. Like, let's stop playing this shit, man. If gangs ain't the problem, show me your receipts. Show me the receipts. Show me what good things gangs have done in a community in the last 50 years. Otherwise, you can't tell me gangs are not the problem. And I kind of agree. Everything goes back to the mind. So you're not really saying much. Everything starts in the mind. Everything starts with a thought. But don't say gangs are not the problem. Because there's people in the community who think negatively, or who got distorted ideologies, but they still not getting together. They're still not getting together to go around and kill people. They're still not getting together to go around and extort people. So you can have a distorted mindset. You can have an ideology where you cause self-harm. You can have an ideology of you can keep spending your money at the strip club. You can have a distorted ideology where you can keep smoking cigarettes that's messing up your lungs. You can have your own distorted ideology where you drink liquor every weekend, fucking up your liver. You can have a distorted ideology where you doing a whole bunch of shit, ain't taking care of your kids, doing whatever you're doing. But we're not about to sit here and say that the gangs is not the problem. This is a collective group of dudes with distorted mindsets, with missions, goals, objectives, agendas. Gangs are part of the problem. You're not about to do that. You're not about to remove that. You're not about to remove them. No sir. No sir. You're not about to do that. Otherwise, I need your receipts, brother. You could bring your arguments. I'm not trying to shut you down. I gave you arguments, right? I could give you proof. I can give you a death toll. I can give you what gangs have done negatively. I can give you the pros and the cons of the gangs. I could give you a whole bunch of things. So if you're gonna tell me gangs are not the problem, then at least give me some pros. At least give me some things that the gangs have done that have improved our community. Do you think you can come together with a group of people and we all get rich? I think you can. You gotta find some trustworthy people. A lot of people are not trustworthy nowadays. They think of because we thinking for self. A lot of us are thinking for self. And when you messing with people who are thinking for self, they're gonna be selfish. It's like in basketball. You can't really win if you're dealing with selfish individuals. You're not gonna really get far. Everybody want to shoot the rock. Everybody want to take the last shot. Everybody want to. You're not gonna really get far like that. You gotta be with individuals who are team oriented, thinking about other people. They have the ability to put other people before them. And they have the ability to commit to the goal. And you could definitely find some people. I mean, it's hard to, but you can definitely. So I agree with your statement. I disagree that gangs are not the issue because they definitely are. And I also agree it's the mentality, but they definitely the issue. Um, no, that's facts. Like I tell people like that, you gotta work small. You gotta work with like 5 dudes, maybe 5 dudes. The smaller the better. Usually it's better when it's dudes that you knew for a long time. Sometimes you can meet new people along the way, but people got to be tested, man. You gotta test people's loyalty, see how loyal they are to you, how trustworthy they are. You got to test that because if you don't test that, I'm telling you, you're gonna have a hard time out here because a lot of people is out here on some weird shit. Yeah, I definitely agree. A lot of things stem from the household. We have poor parenting going on. Um, a lot of men are not in the households. Most of these gang members or most of the people that's locked up in prison are a byproduct of single parent households, predominantly mothers. I believe like 85% of the people in prison come from single parent households. Um, they're more prone to like experience hunger. They're more you could look up the stats yourself. When you come from a single parent household, you're just more prone to live in poverty. You just more prone to live in a fucked up community, have miseducation, end up in prison, premature death. You're just more prone to having a lot of shit wrong. So we definitely need 2 parent households. Um, and it's so hard because we can't even agree with our sisters. We at odds. We can't even man, shit is just so fucked up in the community, man. Um, um, to the monster, bro. An environment, aka poverty, is a bridge to entering the game. Um, there's a lot of poor people in the hood that didn't join no gang. And the people that did, a lot of time they was forced, coerced, and felt like they had no choice. Right? Um, it's rare that you see people like, yay, I just want to die. I just want to get shot. I just want to be able to not go across town. I want to not be able to go to the corner store on that block because it's controlled by the rival gang. I just want to, no, you're right. Part of it is the conditions. But we're not gonna absolve people of their responsibilities. We're not gonna do that, bro. We're not gonna do that. When I was a gangbanger, I never went out there and robbed nobody. You know what I'm saying? I went on a few robberies before I joined the gang, but then I was like, nah, I ain't really want to do that. And when I did participate in a robbery, it wasn't in a robbery of my own people. You know what I'm saying? Again, I can't make excuses for people who do certain shit. I just cannot. I just can't, bro. That's just me though. But I agree with some of the things you're saying. Yeah, intellectual conversations is the way, man. It's one of the ways. But like I said, some people don't want to talk. The Black Panthers were not a gang. They were a political organization. I don't care. See, you want to play word semantics, bro. See, I'm about to get up out of here because you about to raise my blood pressure coming with these. I'm not calling you stupid, but these are stupid talking points, bro. You want to play dictionary, right? And I'm not. I hope you don't take this disrespectfully, but you playing dictionary right now, right? I'm not. That's why I know. That's why you put it in quotations. Consider again. I don't care what they was considered. What were they? They were a political organization. I don't want to. What you know? Some men are considered women today. Does that make them women? Let's see. You're gonna have me talking crazy on my YouTube channel, man. I'm not trying to talk crazy, bro. So let's just keep it what it is. It's it don't matter what some black people were perceived as monkeys or 3/5 of a human. Does that mean that's what we are? No, it does not mean that. Does that mean no? No, bro. No. Let's stop, bro. The Black Panther Party was a political organization. Let's call them what they was. Not what they try to paint them out to be. None of that. Come on, man. Come on, Avery. Why are you doing that? Why are you sticking up for these no good cancerous mother lovers in the community? Why? Why? Let's see. And this is the thing. This is why we can't really get places. Because you got brothers like Avery. And I don't want to say brothers like Avery because I don't really know Avery and I don't really know what he stands for. But you got brothers that sound like this, that will try to defend. They will try to glorify. I'm not saying you glorifying. They'll try to defend. They'll try to sit here and make a fight and a claim for these ruthless agents of the state that hold our communities hostage, right? The reason why we can't even, our kids can't even go to the playgrounds and play freely because they got to be weary about somebody getting mad. We can't even go, our children can't even go to the communities, you know? Um, our children can't even go to the local playground and play. You know what I'm saying? Our children can't even go to the playground because they worry about somebody getting mad because they got fouled in a basketball game. Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Come on. Children can't even go to the playground. Mothers are afraid for their kids being out there in the playground. Because how many stories you heard you fouled this dude the hard way or the wrong way? Not even the hard way. He could be like a regular foul. He'd be like, yo, stop fouling. I'm telling you, man, when dudes join a gang, it gives them a certain sense of I'm a man. Like I'm a exert my dominance because I got my crew. I'm telling you what it does. Doesn't really humble a lot of men. Joining the gang does not really humble a lot of people because they already know what's up. I got my gang. I can always call my people and they're gonna ride out. So look, man, look, brother, gangs are destructive. They're holding our communities hostage. Most of the guns shootings in our community are due to gangs, street crews, gangs. Most. Yeah, man, like, come on, man. Like, I don't even understand how some black people could even sit here and try to make a fight, like try to make an argument for gangs. Like, that should be mind-boggling to me. And I start to think, like, were you ever in a gang? Not you, Avery, but when I hear people try to make an argument for gangs, I'll be like, either you was never in a gang, you got the history of gangs messed up to a certain extent, or you fed into, they were for the community and they did positive things, and they used to help old ladies cross the street and used to help them carry their groceries, and they used to buy book bags and bullshit ass book bag drives, you know what I'm saying, with drug money from their parents, right? That bought your crack. But anyway, yeah, they bought supplies for the kids, when school start, and they bought, and bruh, where's the receipts? What has I'm gonna keep asking this till people give me receipts. Give me some receipts of gang members doing positive things for the community. That's it. I don't want to hear about, well, COINTELPRO and slavery and Jim Crow. I don't want to hear about that because gangs have more blood in their hand. Gang bangers have more blood in their hands than Jim Crow. So why are we not talking about that? Why are we not talking about how gang members got more blood in their hands than segregated Jim Crow South? Why? Because we got to hold the mirror. Nobody likes the mirror. They don't like to be looking at themselves. They don't like that shit. We love to point the finger. It's easy to point the finger and point the blame. Black gangs gotta change how they move. Don't see other racist criminals killing, willing out. They gotta find other or better somehow. Yeah, man, we gotta change, man. They're cancer, man. There's no such thing as a positive cancer. Um, Cancer gotta be uprooted, taken out by surgery, and yeah, we just gotta drive the gangs out. Um, we gotta like talk to the youth, not allow them to join these gangs. But that's how they live, right? They live off the youth recruitment. So you gotta cut their recruitment. You gotta cut their infection rate, and we do that by talking to the young. We do that by educating the young, especially if you have had experiences, if you've been a gang member yourself, and you're not afraid to talk about your shit and how this shit is a lie. That could kind of help. I think also improving conditions in the community. That also helps. There's numerous ways, but excuse me, we all gotta play our part. Having more fathers present, or even if they're not fathers, our uncle, our cousin, some type of male relative that could kind of like give some type of guidance to our brothers. Uh, Exactly. These gangs ain't doing shit for the community, right? So I ain't about to argue for them. I'm not about to sit here and talk nice about them. When they are the main proponents to the violence in the community. Notice how when there's always a spike in guns, in gun drama and violent crimes, it's always most of the time it's the gangs, bro. Most of the time it's led by the gangs. Yeah, but nobody's talking about the word gang. Like you missing the point. You want to be on some. And this is the thing. Yeah, I was in another panel. Hold on, because somebody commented before you. A lot of weak dudes join gangs because they can't stand on their own. Not all, but a lot. Yeah, I made a video about this. A lot of dudes in gangs is butt soft. And you notice it when it's time to put in work. When it's time to put in work, or when you by yourself, you're gonna notice. You know how many dudes I embarrass? And again, like I tell you all the time, I don't talk about my W's because I'm not here to glorify. But you know how many dudes I embarrass by myself? By myself. And it would be a couple of them. By myself. Some of y'all gonna think I'm freestyling. I wish I had. Look, I need to bring some of my. Well, one of my friends, he passed away, but I wish. I mean, I don't be trying to like. I don't wish because I could do it if I wanted to glorify the shit that I'm talking about. But I got witnesses to some of this shit. I got witnesses to me by myself pressing bloods, popping they beads, violating them by myself, and there'll be a few of them by myself. No gun, no nothing. Me by myself. And that's how you knew dudes was cowards. And I'm not saying that you don't got bloods that did the same thing. I'm just saying a lot of dudes is butt. Same thing goes with Crips. A lot of Crips, when they leave their territories, um, they'll tuck in their beads, they'll tuck in their flag, they'll do certain things because a lot of dudes is not really built like that. I would say the Crips are a little more tougher, especially in New York, and not trying to be biased. Um, because you got to be tough to kind of like join the smaller group to fight against the ruthless. And the Bloods was ruthless. I'm telling you right now, the Bloods was ruthless. In the late 90s, early 2000s, people know that Bloods was wild. And for you to know that and be like, nah, I'm going against the grain, you have to be tough. So, but I agree. A lot of dudes that join gangs, they be low key cowards. They be, you know what I'm saying? They be afraid. Um, some get coerced. Some just get down because there's something to do. Dudes be bored in the community, and being on motherfuckers be fun. But yeah, I don't get into the semantics of the word, bro. I talk about what it is and what it's not. The Panthers were not a gang. There was a political organization. I don't care what they was called. I don't care what how they try to be demonized. I'm talking about what they was. And we not about to compare them to no gang. You know? What's good, bro? Nah, bro, I feel you. I feel you. I feel you, my boy, Mr. Castle Hill. I feel you. I'm not saying that your homies ain't official. I'm just saying there was way more pussy bloods than pussy crips. And I don't mean to sound biased. You know, because when you got the big numbers like that, it's easier for people to infiltrate. It's easy for the fake motherfuckers to join your movement because there's a lot of y'all. And you can't even, sometimes you can't even, there's so many people coming in, you can't even weed out who tough and who not. So I ain't throwing shots because I definitely know some official bloods. Like, you feel me? I definitely know some official bloods. Just like, I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, when the numbers is too big, everybody want to be a part of it. But when the numbers is small, people be like, nah. Yo, listen, I used to have neutral friends who did not want to be associated with me because I was Crip. That was pussy off rip to me. And I have other friends that was like, nigga, I don't care if you Crip, you my man. They used to embrace me, give me a hug. They didn't care about none of that. And you had dudes who, you know, they give you the bullshit ass pound when they see you, or they'll just give you a head nod. They didn't even want to shake my hand, bro. I know dudes who didn't even want to shake my hand because they were so scared of the Bloods, or just so scared to be associated with being Crip. That's how scary this shit was, bro, in the early 2000s. That's how scary this shit was. That's how scary this shit was. Um, I'm not gonna say the most dangerous gang in New York City is the Trinitarios. I'm not gonna say that. I say MS-13 is more dangerous than Trinitarios, honestly. Trinitarios just they're seen more. There are more numbers. MS-13 is not really concentrated in New York City. I feel you. I feel you is your opinion. And New York City probably. You make a little sense. I don't know, man. I don't even get into the whole conversation about most dangerous. I don't be thinking like that. I don't like to glorify like genocide and stupidity. Um, I do think there's a layer there because I think like immigrants, a lot of them dudes is probably immigrants. And like I said this in one of my videos, immigrants tend to move a certain way, right? Like they'll stab you. Like I don't think people realize how gruesome is to stab somebody, how to get up close, stab somebody in the neck, hit somebody up. Um, um, I don't think a lot of people even know that shit. You know what I'm saying? They love them fucking machetes. Like, yo, it used to be lit, man. Like, yo, I grew up in the Bronx, man. Yo, I'm saying the only borough worse than the Bronx was Brooklyn. So I don't even know why like these Brooklyn dudes be trying to act crazy. Because Brooklyn dirty. They impoverish out there too. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even though with the gentrification going on in Brooklyn, they still be leading in the fucking homicides and the robberies and in all crime overall. So that shit ain't changing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Shit's still going down, getting crazy out there. But yeah, man, I was just saying, man, when your movement gets too big, when your movement gets too big, and Sex Money Murder definitely was ringing bells for mad years. You know what I'm saying? Like, when the movement gets too big, though, it's hard to kind of like see who comes in. It's kind of like the new Crips. A lot of the new Crips, you know, they got the Pop Smoke, like, you know, the dancing Crips. I'm not trying to play Pop Smoke, RP, but I'm just saying a lot of like the new Crips, you know, you see the Fiveys, you see that whole movement, that whole wave of this new era of Crips, right? Like dancing to drill songs and shit. Like it's cool now. It's cool to be Crip. It's cool Crip season. Like, it's different. The game done changed. The streets is not as violent as they used to be. I know some people might think that, but the streets is not as violent as they used to be. I'm telling you right now. If you look up the murders in the 2000s, just from 2000 to 2010, if you look up the murders then, and you look up the murders from 2010 to 2020, you're gonna see the difference. It was definitely different. I mean, the bees is to rep your shit though. That's how you rep your shit. Police didn't really care about the beads. I mean, at some point they did, but that's not like California. In California, they really was on you if you had your colors, if you had certain things. That's why they started wearing the hats and shit. You know what I'm saying? They started, that's how they show their shit. And the police is hip to that too now, in Cali. But yeah, that's how you rep your shit. Like you got stripes for repping your shit. You put your crates on, you put your flag on. Every time I went outside, I had a gray flag on my face, or I had a blue flag, or I had some crates. And I always had mad crates. I used to have like 8. Then at one point, because I was always just to be getting into scuffles. So sometimes my shits be popping during the scuffle, or sometimes somebody always want it. Like sometimes a new dude would turn Crip. They'd be like, yo, give him one of your shit, man, so he could rep his shit. You know what I'm saying? So people could know, like, and like I would take one of my shits, give it to him. So I stopped doing that. At one point, I put a shoelace. And I used the black and blue beads, the hair beads, and I made my own shit, like some tough shit. So, you know what I'm saying? So that shit couldn't break. I don't even know what happened to that shit. But I made some strong ass shit with the shoelace, and I put like the hair beads in that shit. And that shit was, at one point I had that, but that was only one. But that's how you got your stripes. Motherfuckers that went anywhere and everywhere with their shit. Feel me? Like, but again, man, like that was the stupid, ignorant years. So I be trying to just tell people, man, like shit, my story be coming from somebody that was outside, man. I was in the streets. Like, I'm not one of these dudes trying to look for clout. I barely talk about my victories, but I definitely embarrass a lot of motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Some motherfuckers still probably want my head. So, I don't come here. I come here in peace. I'm still with the shits though. But I'm with the shits for a different cause. Like, let's get together, man. Let's help some of these kids out. Let's show them that this is not the way. You don't want to do that, homie. I did that, and I ain't stopped doing it. I mean, I would say I'm a victim too, right? I'm a victim of circumstances that I have no control to. A lot of us are victims of circumstances that we ain't have no control to. But my thing is this: the moment you learn better, why are you not teaching these kids better? Why are you not telling you as a blood or as a Crip or as an OG of any gang? Why would you want to continue that? Why would you not tell people like, nah, don't do what I did, homie? And not on some hush hush shit. You only want to tell your kids. You should be like, nah, we need to change shit up. We need to do different things as a community, as a people. We need to do that on a large scale. On a large scale. Yeah, Bronx is a mixture of BK and Harlem. You know what I'm saying? That's why we got the swag, man. That's why they be hating on us. Bronx and Harlem only. You probably around that. You're a little older than me, Bundles, but that's probably around the age. Harlem, Bronx only. It was a lot of good shit going on, man. But it was a lot of bad shit going on too. But we had fun growing up. You know what I'm saying?
Every black person have had some type.
Make sure y'all like the video so it can circulate, man.
Every black person have had some type of oppressed, killing, murdered, been bullied by the Crips or the Bloods. I'm telling you that as a black person. Tookie used to take the youth workers' snack lunches and smash the apples on their head. They started out bullying the community. They never stopped. They never stopped. So there's been nothing good in 50 years. They don't have a foundation, no laundry match. They don't have nothing but death and destruction. If you go in their neighborhoods, you got to submit to them. You can't just be normal. You can't be a square kid. You got to be what they are. You can't play the violin. You can't play tennis. Why you think out of every game, everybody got to be a shooter or a killer? They don't raise bank executives. They don't raise psychiatrists and psychologists. They have done more destruction in 50 years than slavery did to us.
And Charleston White is a former Rolling 60 Crip. Former Rolling 60 Crip. My bad, man. Former Rolling 60 Crip. Facts. Gang warfare was definitely crazy from 2000. You ain't never joined no gang, right, Bundles? See, Bundles was a good kid. Ain't nothing wrong with being a good kid, man. A lot of people got a problem with being a good kid. I was a good kid, too. I'm saying I should have stayed my ass playing basketball. You know what I'm saying? I should have stayed. I should have never went to the Crip Park to play ball. Shit. I mean, but you know how that recruiting shit went back in the days. Nah, bro, Brooklyn bad. It's just Bronx bad all over. Nah, bro. But Brooklyn still lead in fucking crime. That's the crazy thing. All right, question. Vic, kind of random, but have you ever been tested for alcohol while on probation? Nah, they don't really test. I mean, the alcohol don't even stay in your body for that long, bro, honestly. So they don't even really care about that shit. They only care about the smoking. And dudes was beating them smoking shits all the time. Right? Weed sticks to your fatty tissue. Look at me giving you advice. All you gotta do is drink a lot of water. And you gotta exercise, sweat it out. Weed sticks to your fatty tissue. So if you sweat, get on the bike, get on the treadmill, do that shit probably for like 2 hours and just drink mad water. Like you're gonna be good. Not gonna lie, I think yeah, this is good. This is a good idea. Me and one of my boys, he's still in the gang. We trying to have this conversation. I'll be telling this shit to a lot of my boys. Why you still bang, homie? I'm saying you know them motherfuckers ain't doing nothing for you. They ain't your real family. They don't care about us. We disposable soldiers. That's all we really was. Disposable soldiers. So, you know what I mean? Disposable soldiers. That's all we is. And he told me out his own mouth, man. I don't even know, man. I'm just like, so what the fuck you doing? It's just dudes can't see themselves not being a part of that. You know what I'm saying? They can't see themselves not being a part of this. I think that's a problem. Something about identity going on there. It could be anything else, man. You could be known for anything else. I know people probably still gonna notice me as Crip, but that's not gonna be the end of it. It's gonna be like, nah, that dude, you know what I'm saying, he went to school, like, you know what I'm saying, he was doing this in the community, you know, he was bringing awareness, he was doing, they gonna say a whole bunch of shit about me before I'm going. I guarantee you, homie. Ain't just gonna be that was that Crip dude that's Muslim. You know what I'm saying? That's what facts. He said the worst part of Brooklyn is worse than the whole Bronx. The Bronx is not bad entirely, man. That's just what the BB trying to portray. Some parts of Brooklyn is clean. You think some parts of the Bronx not clean? You see, y'all crazy, man. Y'all crazy. Yep, that gang warfare was crazy, but it was fun, man. I ain't gonna lie. It was fun growing up in my teenage years. I'm not even gonna hold you. It was a lot of fucked up shit going on. A lot of shit that should have never happened. A lot of shit we should have never seen. But I feel like that shit was way more fun back then than what it is now. A lot of these kids are stuck to their phone. They're like this. They don't do nothing. Like competing over likes. Like doing mad dumb shit, bro. We was outside. We was playing manhunt. We was playing tag, freeze tag. Like we was, even when I was a kid, when I was in my early years, when I was like 9, 10, I was out there playing booty tag. My mom used to let me go outside in front of the building. Man, listen, man, the times was different. We was outside. We was active. We was always into sports. We was all, listen. Yo, listen, man. I'm telling you, the 2000s to the this is I took y'all a little back further, but we was always outside. You feel me? Even though it was a little more dangerous, the thugs had a little more sense. The thugs had a little more sense. They wasn't just shooting into crowds and doing all type of crazy, stupid shit. You feel me? They had a little more sense. If they had a problem with you, they was running down on you and they was clapping your ass. So the kids could still go outside and play because the thugs had sense. Then you fast forward, motherfuckers start losing sense. They start shooting at the crowds, hitting the wrong people. Shit just started denigrating. Like it was dumbass criminals out there. From 2000 to 2010s though, bro, man, we used to be out there playing tag, freeze tag. We used to be playing basketball. Yo, listen, we used to go to the park, play ball. Yeah, it was a gang related park. Motherfuckers used to come through, they used to shoot it up. But again, like I said, it used to be dudes used to pull up and be like, yo, leave the park. I'm about to shoot this shit up. They used to tell you. They used to tell you. Somebody will say something to you. You feel me? So you wouldn't even really have to worry about the bullets because a lot of times they was going to their targets. Nowadays, this shit done changed, man. There's no code, there's no honor, there's no nothing. But again, overall, all that shit is stupid. Overall, that shit is stupid. He said, I know bloods that are cops. I feel you, bro. But we talking about overall. One thing about me, like I don't like to talk about anecdotal experiences because it's not the experiences of the masses, right? Most people do not experience good gang members, right? And even the good gang members are not the driving voice, are not the driving force, are not the driving example of the gang culture. So I think even though we have some Nipseys, even though we have a lot of other people that names escape me, right? We got a lot of other people who've done good things, who've done positive things, who accomplished things. It's still not the vast majority of people who live in this lifestyle. So I like to, like, you wouldn't tell nobody to join a gang to become a lawyer, right? Or a cop. You know, a cop is a gang, but you wouldn't tell people to go through that route. You wouldn't tell people. So, you know, you get what I'm saying? It's still because the pros and the cons of being in the gang is like, it's more cons than anything, right? I even made a video talking about the pros and the cons. So yeah, so that's why I don't really like to like, but I feel you though. There are some positive dudes. But if those positive dudes ain't changing nothing within the gang structure, and a lot of times they can't, then it's really it don't really make no sense. What's cap? What are you talking about? Bro, have you ever seen a situation where older gang member try to bully a rival youngin? You see that shit all the time, bro. You see older dudes try to extort. That's what they do, friendly extortion. Older gang member try to bully a rival youngin. A rival youngin, I haven't really they do it within their own sets, right? Like I seen older gang members try to friendly extort members in their own gang. Like, you know, try to get weed out of them, try to get some money, try to get them to go buy liquor. A lot of these older, oh Jesus, bum ass dudes, man. They ain't doing nothing. Listen, if you 30, if you're in your late 30s, 40s, and you ain't got shit to do and you in the hood hugging the block, come on, it speaks for itself. What the fuck are you doing? I went to prison, came home, then go to the hood, went back after 10 years. Motherfuckers was still hanging out in front of the liquor store. They're still hanging out in the same places, just drinking and smoking and smashing on each other's baby moms. Nothing changed up here. Nothing changed. You don't think gangs did more violence, more destruction in the black community than slavery? Slavery actually bonded us together on some real shit. Let's talk about it. Slavery actually bonded us together, even though there was a few house Negroes and a few people that probably wanted to stay with the massa. We were more united. Even when we came out of slavery, we were still united. We went through Jim Crow, we were still united. As soon as we integrated and the Black Devils came around. Nah, I feel you, bro. I know how that shit be, man. You guilty by association, man. We see you, bro. We ain't asking no questions. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? You know how that go. That's good, man. I'm glad you never got involved with that shit. Cause man, listen, That's a fact, bro. During slavery, let me tell you something about during slavery. The master didn't really want to kill his slaves. That's why he would punish them. That's why he would fucking do all type of weird shit to punish him, whoop him. Because your money, your currency. Why would I kill you if you make money for me? Nobody want to kill they. Nobody would just get rid of their shit. People want to fix their property, right? If you got a defective, let's say you got a defective refrigerator. People don't just grab the refrigerator and throw the shit out the window and get rid of it. No, they try to see if they could fix it. They try to see if they could work on the refrigerator, get a little repair. It's the same thing. When a slave acted out of order or when they try to run away, sometimes they will get killed, but a lot of times they'll get whooped, they'll get punished, they'll get dealt with in a certain way as an example, excuse me, for other slaves. But they wanted you because you cost them money. You cost them money and you're making them money. So sometimes, man, it makes sense to keep you. But when gangbanging came around, ain't no keeping no prisoners. I ain't making no money off you. You are out. You standing in my way, I'm killing you. Rivalries. Look at the numbers for yourself, man. Look at the numbers. Look how many people have died since the 60s. Since the late 60s. We're going to say 70s because the Crips actually really started in 71. This is what Tookie Williams said, right? But we're going to say the 70s just for the sake. Since the 70s to now, go look it up. Go try to look up how many people have died as a result of gang violence. Because from 1865 to 1968, it's reported that 6,500 people were lynched. 6,500 people. Now, you could get into we don't know the real numbers. We could get into, and now I'm repeating myself, I'm alive and I ain't really want to do this. We can make all those excuses we want. Let's just go with the numbers that we have. But I guarantee you, in a year, in 1 year, matter of fact, we could just do a decade in the 90s. In the 90s alone, way more people were killed due to gang violence than 6,500 people. Look this shit up in the 90s alone. Come on, man. Like, we can't, again, some people not going to accept it. Though I think I would have still been Crip if I ain't had problems with my homie. I probably would have, man. I probably would have. I was too deep in that shit. I was too deep in my stupidity. I was too deep in that shit, man. It was crazy. I'm glad, but everything happened for a reason, man. God definitely do things for a reason. God definitely did things for a reason. He protected me, man, and he got me away from this shit. And I think God had better plans for me. So he got me away from all of this. But I definitely, if the things didn't fall in place how they did, I probably would have been dead, man. But God had a different plan for me. Yeah, man, people were doing shit better back in the days. Vic, what was your favorite gun growing up? When I was growing up, I ain't gonna lie, this was like the best gun. Well, to me, I had a P229. It was a P229 357 automatic. Sig arms, Sig Sauer. I think that's what they call it. Sig Shui. It's a German gun, I believe. Sig Sauer. I don't know how the fuck you pronounce that shit. But anyway, Sig. Look this shit up. It's a P229 357 automatic. And it took 40 shells. And I looked that shit up. They said I was a law enforcement gun. I don't know how the fuck I got my hands on that shit. I mean, I know, you know what I'm saying? The funny thing is a homie sold me that shit. I got my first gun from a blood. Shit is crazy. You see how shit is in New York? I'm saying I got my first gun from a blood because my set was playing friendly extortion with the money I gave him for a gun. It's all the shit that goes on, man. The friendly extortion, the violations, they taking your money. Like, it's just a lot of shit, man. It's a lot of shit that goes on, man, that a lot of dudes be afraid to talk about, or they don't want to talk about, or maybe they don't got a platform to talk about. But yeah, I got my first gun from a blood. And then another gun we got later, we got them for some other bloods. You know what I'm saying? They just was like, yo, just don't shoot us with it. You feel me? But this how the shit go, man. Motherfucker, we never sold no guns to no ops. We not doing that shit. So she could come back, shoot me? Nah. See, but they had a different mentality. They didn't think like us. We had a strict code of never selling no guns. We never sold no guns. Now, this shit don't get caught with the police. We not selling it, especially not to no bloods. But we had that narrative, like, we ain't selling no guns. If anything, we buying. You trying to sell something? What's up? What's up? That was just the monster, though. But that was my favorite gun. It was 357. Should make a big boom. Lift them off in the air like a witch broom. Now, that shit was crazy, though. And the kickback was crazy. It was nice, though. It was a nice, decent joint. I like that shit. Where did more damage. It definitely has. What's damage, bro? You see, this is the fucking shit that pissed me off with these Negroes. Like, this motherfucker, you been, excuse my language, man. But you, you just, he said did more damage than slavery. He's not talking about deaths. What the fuck you think he talking about? Is a death toll not damage to the community? Is people losing their lives prematurely not damage to the community? Like, bruh, I ain't gonna let you stress me, bruh. I'm not about to let you stress me. Yeah, that 357 SIG, that shit was, yeah, that shit was, man, that shit was crazy. Gangs are still doing damage to this day, even after 100 and some years of emancipation. Oh, okay. Hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? This dude said he ain't say nothing about death. He said damage. Bro. Let me play the video again, man. Make sure y'all like the video circularly. I'm about to get up out of here. I'm definitely not gonna be here past 2 hours. Y'all already made me stay here for 2 hours. I didn't want to stay here this long. But
every black person have had some type of oppressed, killing, murdered, been bullied by the Crips or the Bloods. I'm telling you that as a black person. Tookie used to take the youth workers' snack lunches and smash the apples on their head. They started out bullying the community. They never stopped. So there's been nothing good in 50 years. They don't have a foundation, no laundry match. They don't have nothing but death and destruction. If you go in their neighborhoods, you got to submit to them. You can't just be normal. You can't be a square kid. You got to be what they are. You can't play the violin. You can't play tennis. Why you think out of every game, everybody got to be a shooter or a killer? They don't raise bank executives. They don't raise psychiatrists and psychologists. They have done more destruction in 50 years than slavery did to us.
I just played it again for you, Avery. He mentioned they got nothing but death and destruction in their hands. So there you go. He mentioned death. Okay? And death, killing, however you want to put it, is a result of part of the destruction that they have carried out in our communities. I don't know why you want to make an argument for gangs. I really don't know. I don't know why, Avery. But you see, brothers, this is the type of people we have in our communities, right? The people who, I don't know why they want to stick up for gangs. These domestic terrorists that live in our communities. And I think that shit is crazy. I don't know where it comes from. I don't know if it comes from being a gang member. Because every gang member I know, most of the gang members I know be like, yeah, that shit ain't it, man. It was a lot of foul shit going on. Most gang members I know, they'll tell the truth. They might not go on video and talk about it. They might not do certain shit, but they trying to do shit in the community, and they will highlight that, yeah, bro, it's not it. It's really not it. So for you trying to argue against that, I don't know. But don't get me wrong, you're not the only person. I know some gang members who argue against it too. That's why I asked him to give me the receipts. Tell me what good have they done. That's it. That's how I end the conversation. It's crazy because first person I got a gun from, I was arguing for 10 minutes first time. So that's crazy, yeah. Arguing with you. Like I said, man, I ain't selling nobody no guns, man. Um, yeah, 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 you stupid, man. But nah, man, ain't shit in that shit, man. I just be trying to tell the people. But anyway, I'm about to get out of here. It's 2 hours. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I appreciate who liked it. I appreciate who been commenting. But I gotta go, man. I ain't eat. I gotta work out. I gotta do some shit, man. And I gotta get some rest. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay blessed. You have a good one. You know, y'all keep your eyes open. Stay hyper vigilant. And pay attention. Pay attention, man. Pay attention to people and the things they say and how they treat you and the shit they joke about. Because I'll tell you a lot about it. Y'all stay blessed out there and y'all stay safe. Y'all have a good one. Peace.